Hello, welcome back to another anime art video. My name is Dennis and I'm a beginner artist, and in today's video I'm going to be drawing Frida, the only Bount whose name I actually well, not the only Bount, the only Bounce doll whose name I actually know. This episode, I gotta say it. I have to say it. I cannot stress this enough. It is so annoying that after the Soul Society, Ichigo's power skyrocketed in a downward formation, right? Downward direction, and um, in order for the power to either be there is for him to have his resolve, or B, for his hollow mask to come out. Hold up. Back. Like I was saying, his hollow mask. The look, the fact that his hollow can fight better than he can. The fact that his hollow made that fight so easy once it showed up makes no sense to me. And the reason why I say it makes no sense to me is because you can say that the hollow has all of the bloodlust and it doesn't care whether or not it overwhelms its opponent. It doesn't care if it ends up killing its opponent. It doesn't care about any of that. But that's the mode, that's the mindset, that's the mentality that Ichigo should have been on since his friend was dying at the feet of this same Bount. You cannot give us that show of force after Ichigo had just lost soundly. It does not make sense. It doesn't add up. He was fighting against Frida. He got mad. He powered up. He swung at Frida. He cut her in half. The dude summoned Frida back. Frida grabbed Ichigo. I don't know if I would say that grabbed Ichigo. They ended up in like the halfway built building, right? Frida ends up like sending out like spider webs to end up like, entrapping Ichigo because he tried to run away and she doesn't want him to run away again. So he swings, sword cannot cut through, right? His sword gets stuck. She pulls his sword, she holds his sword, she gets ready to stab him with his sword, and then the hollow comes out. The hollow grabs the sword one handed, grabs sword one handed, pulls sword, grabs Frida, well, flings Frida rather, and then brags about how much stronger he is than Ichigo, even though the power that the hollow uses is Ichigo's power. So when Ichigo loses, it's like Naruto, right? When Naruto uses all of his power, the hollow has his power, or the remaining. Actually, never mind. I would say the hollow has his own power. That'd be a fair assumption to say if I'm to compare it to Naruto, right? Um, but yeah, the hollow comes out and it's like, yeah, I'm far stronger than Ichigo. But somehow Ichigo, even when the hollow overwhelms the opponent, you should at least let him defeat your opponent to the point where you can beat him afterward. But no, that doesn't happen. Ichigo just pulls the mask off after he destroys Frida, and then the dude just summons her back again. It's kind of weird, and it's really annoying that Ichigo has like this, like this mentality about him where it's like, I want to win the battle myself, or I'm not going to rely on this power to win this fight for me, but I'd rather let my friend die, and I'd rather die than allow this power to do what it wants. It's weird, really weird. That'd be the equivalent of if which is a Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, if he were to let whatchamacallit just roam around, right? That'd be the equivalent of that, but the opposite, right? Where it's like he can rely on his own power and he will actually do what he will, right? And the mask, I mean the person with the power comes out in his need of help, helps him, right? And then Itadori will then take back control once the situation is done. But it's not the same here. Ichigo just like he'll let one slash come out or one thing come out, and then he's just like, all right, I'm done with that. And then like whatever happens afterward just happens. The same happened with Byakuya, but the only difference is that Byakuya was close enough for Ichigo to actually be able to fight him after the Hollow came out. But let's say that the Hollow didn't. Let's say the Hollow didn't put him at that point, right? What would have happened? Ichigo wouldn't have been able to beat him. And that would have been whose fault? It would have been Ichigo's because he gets rid of the mask almost as soon as it shows up. He gets rid of it, which is like really really bad and stupid, right? Like it doesn't make that much sense to me because they give us like nothing. They don't tell us any reason why Ichigo doesn't isn't as strong as he is. The only thing that they gave us was that you were stronger in the Soul Society. You can't use your Bankai, right? Yeah, the Soul Society had blah blah blah. I don't even know. Like they didn't really say any like extra thing. They didn't say like, hey, the reishi in that area is more abundant, so your power was almost doubled there. They didn't say any of that. But none of that matters. None of that accounts for his fighting ability. Ichigo is supposed to be a fighter. He's supposed to be a strong, combative fighter, right? For him to be able to fight against Kenpachi, who is brute strength, and then Byakuya, who is talent. You can't have him fight against those two people and beat one and relatively beat the other, but more or less tie. Byakuya is more or less I would say more or less a tied situation because Byakuya was able to leave afterward, but also Ichigo wasn't knocked out. But those two individuals, for him to be able to fight both of them would mean that his sword skills would have to be up there. You can't just have brute strength and no bronze. I mean, no brains to go with it to justify the battle, right? Like you need some sort of battle sense in order to beat a veteran in battle. So the same thing goes with these bounce. Like these bounce are not that strong. Their abilities aren't that strong. Those those things flying around that are just attacking at humans, you should be able to cut those down with one slash. But when his friend was on the ground and there were three bounce flying, I mean, there was three of those things flying above and two that were drinking his blood. He swung at them like he's like trying to swat at a fly with a fly swatter. He's swinging at them and missed. Right? He missed twice, and then once he got closer, right? Then he actually cut it correctly. But how fast you should be, you shouldn't have missed. It shouldn't be that hard, right? Like, I mean, obviously we can say that yeah, it's anime. They slow things down for us. Those flying things are probably far faster than, what we see, but Ichigo is really fast. For us to say that he was able to cut um Byakuya's rose petals, which move insanely fast. So like that's why I don't like this arc. And this was what I was talking about as soon as the previous arc ended. I remember saying definitively that they sometimes don't know what they're like. where their power lies. You just introduce a character that is quoted to be this strong, but you make all of them relatively the same strength when it doesn't make that much sense for the main character to have that much of a problem. The two twins that couldn't go separate from each other to summon these water things that literally the water top will sit in the middle of the water. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, but let's get into this.
Silent nights recalling you, a souvenir of what it could be. Pieces of my mind are yours. I forgot the parts I'm missing. I pretend that we are okay, like nothing's ever broken. And I pretend that we are dancing, like the nights are never silent nights recalling you, a souvenir of what it could be. Pieces of my mind are yours. I forgot the parts I'm missing. I pretend that we are okay, like nothing's ever broken. And I pretend that we are dancing, like the nights are never ending.
right, I am finished with Frida. I don't know what to do about the fact that my eraser always will do this. Like, it's really unfortunate that it does it so often, but like I don't know what to do about it because the eraser that I have, the sticky eraser, I erase first with the regular eraser, and then I use the sticky eraser to try and pull up what's left. And sometimes it works, but other times it's not so much. But it's whatever. That's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you didn't, let me know what I can do in the comment sections to make it better for you to watch next time. The glove is off. Peace, love. Thanks for watching.